Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, what we have to talk about on this episode of the Bullet Points is the breaking news that there is a new gun control bill introduced in Congress in one of the House committees, which you might find very familiar. Now, of course, this is not the traditional let's pass an assault weapons ban, because they already did that this past month. But this is going around the other side, and they are going to tax manufacturers 20% on their products. Wonder how that translates down to the everyday user. Yeah, this is a direct tax on you and the manufacturers. This is a win-win for these Democrats, and that's what we're going to talk about. Everything is linked in the description box below. I cannot wait to walk you through this whole thing. What are the odds? What's the chances? What's the origin of this? And would you believe that a politician who may or may not be up for a primary election in a tough fight with another member of Congress introduced this about 3 to 4 days before that primary election? I can almost hear your dismay. Like I said, everything will be linked. I cannot wait to hear what you guys think. I'm going to say a quick word from our sponsor who made the videos this week possible so I can bring you stuff like this, and then, we're going to hit it. Now, if you're in the market for a holster for your favorite freedom tool, then you need to check out LAS Concealment. With LAS Concealment, you get a custom piece of equipment molded specifically to your personal choice of freedom. Made from Kydex and designed to keep you comfortable and safe in your day-to-day activities, they've got multiple designs available, inside and outside the waistband, multiple colors, multiple different patterns. They've got something for you. So if you're in the market, there's a link in the description box below, and thank you so much to LAS Concealment for making the videos this week possible, because I can bring you this stuff quick. All right, this is breaking as of about an hour ago of the filming this video, so it came out around 11 or noon today. House Oversight Chair unveils legislation to hold the firearm industry accountable. One measure, the Firearm Industry Fairness Act, would impose a 20% tax on revenues earned by manufacturers who produce assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. Ooh, that covers the whole thing, doesn't it? Like I said, this is introduced by the House Oversight and Rules Committee. This is the very same committee that came forward and had all of the CEOs of the major manufacturers, and they tried to fillet them and pillory them in the court of public opinion. Yeah, that whole thing. Then we did a video yesterday all about how NBC and all the media was saying, like, oh, the Smith & Wesson CEO is saying they're going after them. They're making them a victim. That's not true. Insert new bill text right here. All right, so again, we're going to get into the likelihood, what's going to happen with this later on. But let me just first lay this out for what's going on, because this is not a political ploy at all. Let's keep going. Washington. House Oversight Committee Chairwoman Carolyn Maloney, Democrat, New York, introduced 2 pieces of legislation Friday that would hold the firearm industry accountable for selling weapons of war to civilians, despite the entire fact that all of these weapons of war are considered common use, and they're not weapons of war. They are an everyday item. Considering common use across the board with multiple SCOTUS decisions, which we're not going to get into right now, but they're not weapons of war. But anyway, let's keep going, because I want to hear what Carolyn's up to. One measure, the Firearm Industry Fairness Act, would impose a 20% tax on the total revenue earned by manufacturers who produce assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. Maloney said that the funds from the tax will be used for gun violence prevention efforts and to support shooting victims. That's interesting. That sounds very similar to the Sam Liccardo action where you were mandating insurance in California and San Jose. It's almost like they're trying to get money into certain funds to go to certain places across the board. Well, again, like I said, Maloney, before I get into the next part, Maloney is up for a primary contest with Jerry Nadler. Those are 2 heavyweights in the Democratic Party, both chair their own House committees, and they've got to figure out which one's going home. So either way, we're not going to have Carolyn Maloney, or we're not going to have Jerry Nadler. What do you expect, or calculate, that the idea for introducing this about 3 to 4 days before their primary election would Carolyn Maloney have any motivation to do so? Lots of political ploys with gun bills going around recently. Anyway, let's keep going. Here's the second one. The other bill, the Firearm Industry Crime and Trafficking Accountability Act, would require every company that manufactures guns to create a system that tracks crimes committed with firearms they've sold, using data collected by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. So they want gun manufacturers to do criminal statistics and analysis and data reporting. The data is already there from ATF. So really, this is just something that you're trying to make them do, on top of taxing 20%, which is going to filter down to the entire end user, you and I. Now, this isn't going to go anywhere. This isn't going to pass, but I'm going to tell you a little more about this, and then we're going to walk through what I believe is going on here. The legislation would, quote, mandate that those manufacturers cease distributing weapons to a retailer when they have reason to believe that the guns sold by that retailer are being trafficked or used for criminal purposes, according to the committee. No gray area, nothing could go wrong there. Hey, gun manufacturers, you have to vet every single gun seller, and if a gun at any point in time gets used in a crime, whether it be stolen from a car, whether it be stolen from a house, if it gets used in crime, you can't sell to that gun seller anymore. Yeah. Anyway, let's keep going. With the midterm elections only about 2.5 months away, it's unclear if the legislative proposals will receive a floor vote in the House or a 50-50 Senate. Yeah, no, they won't. The reason that she's putting this out is because she wants political grandstanding points to satisfy her leftist base in New York against her opponent, Jerry Nadler. Like I said, we're either going to have the high-waisted fiend or Carolyn Maloney. It's going to be one of those two, but we won't have the other one. So there's kind of a silver lining there. What Maloney's doing right now is she's putting forward bills that are free to put forward in order to get herself reelected. This is the exact same woman who put forth private industry CEOs and blamed them for the results of their policies. Anyway, I digress. Let's keep going. And let's hear from Maloney, because it can't be political gamesmanship. Maloney said she was motivated to craft the bills by the spate of mass shootings across the country this year. She unveiled them just days before her primary election against longtime colleague, Representative Jerry Nadler, i.e. high-waisted fiend, chairman of the House Judiciary Committee. These people, I cannot wait until November. The reason I can't wait till November is because we get to kick these people out of their House committee leadership positions. No more judicial leadership committee, because they're going to lose the House. The more they do this kind of crap and they infringe upon the Second Amendment, just because they want to put a bill out that they know is not going to go anywhere, even in the House or the Senate. They've already passed an assault weapons ban, along with H.R. 8 and 1446, all of which are stymied and not going anywhere in the Senate. However, that's not going to stop us to do another thing. It's free. I can get elected, I can maintain my power, and we can continue infringing on the rights. So this is a win-win-win-win-win. These people, I'm about done with them. But that's why November's coming, and we are going to make our voices heard, and I thank you for watching this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments field below, and I will see you tonight at the 8 p.m. live show and the 9 p.m. segment. See you then.